My name is Char March and I'm a writer. I've been a professional writer for 25 years now, and I write radio plays, I write stage plays, I script edit for television, I've written short films, I've written 5 poetry collections and a short story collection. I've attempted to write a novel and I've failed miserably, but I've got lots of chapters of it published, so that's okay. And I'm running this IOU Making It workshop. And in 5 or 10 minutes in this film, of course I'm going to make you into the most wonderful writer. Of course I can't do that. I can't teach you how to write, particularly when I will probably never even meet you. You could be looking at this in Papua New Guinea. So what I'm going to put you through is 3 different exercises using mirrors to think about self-portraits and then moving from yourself out to creating characters. First off, you'll need a mirror of some description. As you can see, I've got a few different things here. They don't need to be necessarily mirrors. They can be broken ones. They can be car bumpers. I picked this up on my way here tonight. I've even got my bicycle bell here, which has got a lovely reflective curved surface on it. They can be anything. So also some of them can be very, very rubbish mirrors, so like a bit of a polished steel where you can barely see anything in. So choose your mirror and come back in a second. For exercise 1, you will need a mirror of some description. You can see that I've got all sorts of different mirrors here: reducing mirrors, convex mirrors, smashed mirrors, a bicycle bell that's got a lovely shiny surface, all sorts of different things. Even mirrors that have got completely covered in fingerprints or that are really poor and scratched can be really helpful. The second thing that you'll need is a timer. So on your mobile phone or on the computer that you're looking at now or whatever, just to time the exercises I'm giving you. And the third thing that I'll ask you to do for each of these exercises, to overcome hopefully your nerves about writing, which may be the first time you've done any creative writing, I've no idea. I could be talking to a Booker Prize winner, I do realise this, is that you write as fast as you possibly can, faster than you've ever written before in your life, and you don't edit and you don't stop. So you don't ponder for ages. I give you the task, I say you've got however many minutes, and you just get on with it, okay? And you keep writing until your timer goes off. Just keep writing, even if it's complete rubbish, okay? It doesn't matter, it's just a piece of paper. Writing is the cheapest art form there is. You can write with a really rubbish biro or a bit of a nub of pencil and a piece of scrap paper, and you can produce the most brilliant work of literature. So it's very cheap, our materials, so just go for it. So I want you to look into your mirror, and I want you to look into it as if you're looking at someone you've never ever met before, okay? And then I want you to write a word portrait of the person that you see in that mirror. And I want you to really look. My dad was a professional painter, and he would always mix up his palette of colours and decide on what types of colours he was going to use before he did a portrait or a landscape. And I want you to think about the palette of colours, the palette of words that you're going to use in creating this word portrait. So are you going to go for an honest portrait? Or are you going to go for metaphor? Or are you going to create an abstract portrait? Or is it going to be a complete joke? You know, can you not take yourself seriously, this person that you see in the mirror? And so you're going to write it as if it was one big joke. And I don't mind what you do, anything is fine. and nobody ever made anything who didn't make a mess. So don't worry about it. I'm going to give you 6 minutes, so you'll need your timer for this. I'm going to say, put me on pause, and then go for it for 6 minutes. Okay, welcome back. I hope that your hand isn't feeling too bad. Just shake them all about like that. Get some blood circulating in them again after all that frenetic writing or typing. Unfortunately, I can't hear your contributions, because if you were to come to one of my workshops, obviously you would read out your piece, you'd get a round of applause from everybody, you'd get some feedback from me, you'd get some feedback from your fellow writers, and that's what's going to happen in the full workshop that I'm running for the IOU. But this is just a tiny, tiny portion of this workshop, me to you directly. So you're not going to get that, unfortunately. But what I do say is, don't just write in isolation. You can get so much done in isolation as a writer, but like any other art form, you need to get out there and meet other writers, meet your readers, very importantly. Exchange ideas, exchange views, hear other work, comment on other work, go to poetry readings if you're wanting to be a poet, listen to radio plays if you're wanting to write radio plays. Get out there and fill yourself with words. If you read rubbish, you will produce, I reckon, rubbish. So read good quality stuff, read the sorts of things that you want to write, and feed yourself constantly with words, and in that way you will improve. But it's great to join local writing groups, to meet up with writers that you find locally in a cafe and challenge each other to writing different exercises and stuff. It's something I do regularly. I just see it as part of my continuing professional development as a writer. I've won awards all over the place, nationally and internationally. I win loads of competitions every year, and I still take learning my craft very seriously. I do not have, as some people think, a magic box, and in here are all the secrets of how to write well and beautifully, and in here only proper writers get to look inside and see all these wonderful secrets. There are no secrets to writing. It really is JFDI. Just do it. Okay, so get the words down, get on and push yourself. Go out and join groups, go to poetry readings, go to live literature events, immerse yourself in words, and don't think there's some sort of magic box. So, first of all, instead of thinking about looking in a mirror, think of this as a window, okay? So you're looking through a window at this person that you can see through the window. They can't see you, okay? That's quite important. They can't see you. Maybe the mirror is, the window is obscured in some way, and so you can see out, but they can't see in to see you. And what I want you to do, again, is to describe them and decide, and this is where you move away from yourself and into creating a character. I want you to describe them, but also describe things about their lives. So I want you to decide what their name is. The name of characters is incredibly important and can tell you a lot. And don't worry, you can choose a rubbish one straight away. And then as you get to know them better, you can realise, oh, that's not their name is such and such. I want you to decide, where do they live? Who are they in love with? And what their secret is. Now, these are all incredibly important things when you're starting to create characterizations. But I want you to put those things into either a piece of prose or a poem, okay, as you're writing. I'm going to give you 8 minutes this time, and the same rules apply. Write as fast as you possibly can and don't edit. Try not to think too much about it. Try to just look through that window at that person who can't see you and nail their life. Okay, go for it. Okay, the second part of the second exercise, and as I say, you can do either of these or both of them, is that you're sitting at a table in a train, and so you're sitting opposite another person. So again, you're looking into your mirror, but you're looking at somebody who's sitting directly opposite you in the train. And so of course they can see you this time. They can see you. I want you again to describe the person opposite. Decide what their name is, who they're going to meet. Why are they on a train? They're on a journey. Yeah, who they're going to meet and why are they going to meet that person? Who they hate, and guess what? What their secret is. Because the most important thing that you can give any of your characters is the emotional baggage that they carry with them. And emotional baggage is can be encapsulated in what their secret is. Okay? So again, it's 8 minutes for that one, and just crack on and get on with that. A little hint here, if you're feeling uncomfortable about looking at yourself in the mirror and trying to figure out that this is a different person looking at you, is to wear a hat. Because I've been bald since I was 12, I have a huge range of hats at home because my head gets incredibly cold because wigs are so blooming itchy. So I have loads of different hats that I wear at different times, and it can change your character. You know, you can pull faces, you can decide that you're a backwoodsman or whatever you like. So you could even, you could raid your hat selection and have a go at putting a hat on, and then you'd be seeing somebody slightly different in the mirror, and it might break through that uncomfortableness feeling. Okay, anyway, ready, steady, go! Okay, welcome back again. So, do your hands again. You've been writing this time fiercely for 8 minutes, so you must be a bit stiff. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to give you a big round of applause for working so hard. You're more than 2/3 of the way through. We've just got one final exercise for you to do. As I say, I can't hear back what you've written about, but I hope that you will enjoy this process of writing as fast as possible. The reason I do this is to try and get you to overcome your internal critic, your internal editor. I have this goblin who sits on my shoulder, and I have to put a bag over her goblin-like head so that I can get on with the process of doing the creative bit of writing. And then I pull the bag off her head when I'm wanting to edit. And then she can say, well, that's not a proper sentence, and I think you should have started 3 paragraphs down, and do you call that English? And oh dear, the person's just so wooden, the characterisation is so wooden. And she can get on and tell me all the things that are wrong about it. But for the first process, I always think that writing is a bit like gardening. You need to sow the seed, let it grow, chuck loads of manure on it, chuck sunshine at it, chuck water at it, let it grow, let it get really exuberant, and then you need to prune back, okay, so that you can still see what the flowers are and so on and so forth. So, and then you've got to add more manure and add more sunshine and add more water and let it grow again. So writing is this process of free-flowing, getting it out there, and then snipping it back and being more clinical about it. And I would suggest that one of the best ways, certainly that I've ever found, of editing my work is to put it away in a drawer. So put it in your magic box for at least a fortnight, preferably 3 weeks. And then when you pull it out again, by that time, you'll have done 2 or 3 weeks more work, and this won't feel like your most precious baby that you've just given birth to, and oh, it's so gorgeous, and I couldn't possibly edit it because it's the best possible thing I've ever written. It's actually, you can look at it and think, oh, crikey, that opening bit doesn't really work. I really like this bit. Yeah, I'll keep that bit, and then I could run straight to that bit, and so on and so forth. Again, another great way of doing this is to read your work out loud, even to yourself. Don't worry, nobody will think you're mad unless you're in the middle of a coffee shop. Read it out loud, particularly if it's poetry. You get the mouth feel of it, you hear the vowels and the half rhymes and so on chiming through, and that's a really good way of editing your work because you can hear those clungs. It's like running your finger along a row of teacups and you can suddenly hear the one that's got the crack in it when you read it out loud. So those are a couple of editing tips for you. So, are you ready? So it's your final exercise with me. It's exercise 3. Again, you will need your mirror, your timer, and loads of enthusiasm. Okay, because you can take this one wherever you want. Okay, so you've got your mirror. You're going to look into this mirror, and this will be the last time you ever look in a mirror. Now you can decide absolutely why it is going to be the last time that you look in a mirror. It could be that you know you're going to die tomorrow, or it could be what you decide. Okay? There's loads of different reasons why it could be the last time. Write as the title to your poem, and I do want you to write a poem this time, not just prose. Write that as the title of your poem, why it is the last time that you're going to look in the mirror. Titles are incredibly important. It can be as long as you like, that title. And then I'd like you to write about what you will miss about never seeing yourself again. And you can be as playful and as over the top as you like. So you could write, for instance, a praise song. These are from Africa, and they can be completely, wildly over the top. For instance, I will miss my breasts, the melons of the universe, you know, even though I hate my tits. So, you know, you can really, really go for it. Or you can be as thoughtful and as serious as you like. And if you really feel the need to, even though I think a lot of people, when they look in mirrors, they're so critical, you can also include some things that you won't miss about looking at yourself again. But I think we tend to beat ourselves up too much. We look in the mirror and, oh, there's those white heads round me nose, and oh, my nose is me, it looks just so like me dad, and da-di-da-di-da. And we can just end up beating ourselves up. And so I'd like you to concentrate on what you will really miss about not seeing yourself in the mirror ever again. Okay, I'm going to give you another 8 minutes, but I'd like to say now, well done for all the work and good luck with your writing.